Hi everyone, this is Alert Day Trading. The purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, notice any mistakes I'm making, see if there's any corrections I could be making, talk about some ideas I have about the markets and day trading. And if you can learn from any of that, that is definitely a positive. Something that I've been thinking about lately is the idea of day trading exercises. So, uh, what I've been thinking about is just like any other profession, there are many different skills involved within each profession. For example, if you're trying to be a professional basketball player, there are many different skills that are involved with that. For example, I would need to learn how to dribble the ball. I would need to learn how to shoot the ball, pass the ball, and obviously many other skills involved within that one profession. I also think the same for day trading or trading in general. There are many different skills involved. And I was thinking, what is the number one skill that I would need to be good at if I were to start day trading? And I think that skill would be the ability to take a loss, the ability to set a stop loss and stick to it. So obviously, I have to have my risk in mind. I have to know where I'm entering and where my stop loss level is and stick to it. And that was, I think, the number one skill that really improved my trading. The next skill that I think really improved my trading was to raise my stop loss. So if my trade ended up being profitable, I needed to raise my stop loss. And that really depends on the strategy. My strategy is to pretty much raise my stop loss as the stock goes higher and higher. And my strategy really involves watching the 9 EMA. So if you see here, for example, you can see the stock is pretty much hanging out above the 9 EMA. And then once it crosses over the 9 EMA, that's a pretty good signal that the trend is over. So I'm pretty much exiting the trade altogether right around here. If we look at the 1 minute chart, so this is a trade I took today actually, and my first entry was I think I used the 3 minute chart actually for my first entry. This was yesterday, so let's go to today, and there you go, right here. So this is my first entry. And as you can see, the stock did really well. We had a little pullback here. The 9 EMA was holding, and then it shot up even further. So this ended up being a really good trade, about a 30% move. We're buying just above $1, getting about 30 cents per share. Obviously, I'm taking profits along the way, but like I was talking about, raising your stop loss below that 9 EMA is what I was thinking about for me to do. And so now if I'm thinking, what would the third most important skill be when it comes to day trading? And I think that the third most important thing that really helped me improve was the ability to take profits. So it depends on the strategy, but my strategy is basically take profits at every risk level. So for example, in this case, I'm buying in right above $1.03. And so that, let's just say $1.04 is my entry. And then my stop loss is below these candles right here. So that's about 97 cents. So we're risking 7 cents. And so basically I'm going to take profits every 7 cents. So if if my entry is 104, my first take profit level is 111. Now, I think a little bit more advanced topic would be my profit levels at 111, but especially with a small priced stock, 110 I think is a level of resistance. So I might lower that take profit level to 110, maybe 109. Even though my risk to reward is now a little bit less than 1-to-1, but I'm still okay with that risk amount, and I'm still hoping obviously the price will go past that. So as you can see in this case, it did. So I was just kind of making sure I could be profitable, and then so basically I entered right here, and I set my first profit target at 109, and my risk was 107, and so yeah, I took profits basically. But anyway, regardless of what the strategy is, the ability to take profits is extremely important, because once I take profits at the first risk level, and raised my stop loss to break even also with the EMA, I have guaranteed that this trade is going to be profitable. As long as I stick to that break even or 9 EMA stop loss level, I am guaranteeing that no matter what happens, I'm not going to lose money once I took profits. And that's the skill that I think is really important. So if you look at my previous 2 videos, I talk about the ability to stick to your stop loss, the ability to raise my stop loss level, and now I'm talking about the ability to take profits. And the idea is that once I take profits, I already have my plan on what to do with the remaining shares. So I already know that if once I take profits and let's say the stock were to turn against me, I already have my plan in place as to where I'm going to get out. And when I first started, I was really focused on profits, but I wasn't too focused on the risk. If the stock were to go against me, how can I minimize the loss? Even though if I stop out around here, my profits are going to be small, but I'm also going to make sure that this trade doesn't turn into a loss. And if the trade continues in my favor, then that's just, obviously extra profits. So if my first profit target is $1.11, that's 7 cents above the entry, my next profit will be 118, another 7 cents above that. As you can see here, we reached 118, so I took another profit, and obviously continuing to raise my stop loss with the 9 EMA. I also like to raise my stop loss under the each profit target. So if my profit target is 118, the previous profit target was 111. So I'm going to pay attention to what would be more beneficial to have the stop loss below that 111 mark. And as the EMA goes higher and higher, then I might start raising that stop loss level. So that really works for me. And after I take about 2 profits, I pretty much just hold the rest of my position with the EMA. So I'm pretty happy with my profit taking there. The only problem with that is I'm not really taking profits here where I could have. But then at the same time, what if the stock were to continue to go higher? So even though I'm not taking profits here, I'm giving myself the potential of the 9 EMA continuing to rise, and eventually maybe taking profits here or here. So that's kind of something that I'm working on. I definitely take profits at the first risk level and the second risk level. That's a no-brainer for me. But after the third, maybe the fourth risk level, I pretty much just stick with the 9 EMA as exiting. I've already made sure I'm going to make money on the trade, so just trying to maximize my profits in that case. So that's pretty much it for me in terms of what I think the third most important skill is taking profits. It really depends on the strategy, but that's what I would focus on. Whatever strategy you have, or whatever strategy I have, is just focusing on taking profits. I've already gotten good at sticking to my stop loss. I've already gotten good at raising my stop loss. Now I need to get good at taking profits. And that's how I think my strategy continues to build. So anyway, just to remind you, the purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, notice any mistakes I'm making, focus on corrections I could be making, talk about some ideas that I have about the markets. And like I said, I've been thinking about day trading exercises and skills that I need to get good at. And if I were to rank them so far, number one would be setting a stop loss and sticking to it, raising your stop loss level or raising my stop loss level according to my plan and sticking to that. And then the third would be setting profit targets and sticking to those profit targets no matter what. I would say sometimes I would get in trouble because I would cancel out my profit targets. So when I see the stock going up, I'm thinking, oh, it might go even higher. Let me cancel out this take profit level and see what happens. And sure enough, a lot of times the stock would turn around. It would hit my profit target, but I would have already canceled the order, and so I never ended up taking profits. And now we're talking about either breaking even, so not even making any profits, and just sometimes even taking a loss on the trade. So that is what I'm trying to avoid when I stick to my take profits. I'll make another video on what I think the fourth most important skill is in terms of day trading. So that'll be coming up next. So yeah, thanks for watching. Again, purpose of this video and the videos I make is just to journal my trades, talk about some ideas I have, and focus on corrections I could be making. All right, good luck.